Hi there. So today we're talking about the top 5 competencies that the top job should have, the CEO. We've talked about those top 5 competencies that CHROs should have in 2025. And now we're focused on that top job. And you could guess it. The first one is definitely that ability to lead change, to be able to adapt, to be able to pivot. Resilience is going to be very important. We've seen a lot of change, but I believe that we will see more change at a much faster pace than any of us in our entire lifetimes. Technology sped us all up, regardless of what industry that you have been in. The pandemic totally turned us upside down, and AI, I would say fast maturity, not the introduction because we've had it for years, but now this exponential fast growth of AI is going to completely change the game for everyone in a way that no one can fully predict. So, more than technical competencies, we're going to need leaders and especially the CEO to have that ability to pivot, to have that ability to be flexible and to adapt and to shift as the needs change. Number two, speaking of AI, which seems to be the center of every discussion these days, they're going to need to have some level of technology fluency. In the past, you had CEOs that didn't necessarily need this. I'll find it hard to imagine that a CEO of a significantly large company is going to really grow their organization the way that they can without having some level of technology fluency, some level of AI fluency, or at least having someone right next to them who has a great mastery for it, because technology is going to drive a lot. AI is going to drive a lot of what's going to be coming into play in the near days, in the near months, and definitely in the near couple of years. So technology fluency is going to be more important than ever. And then the third is stakeholder management. And so this is tied to that whole culture. If you've been in multiple organizations, you know that the culture is different regardless of the industry, regardless of the size. You change an organization, you enter a different organization, it's a very different culture. And so that CEO is going to need to be able to engage their stakeholders because change is going to be imminent, and they're going to need to rally, going to need to be able to employ and deploy very quickly with the teams that they have. In order to do that, they're going to have to be engaged with their stakeholders and have a culture where people are aligned on what is going on. That stakeholder engagement is going to be more important than ever before. Number four, you may or may not be surprised about, given where things have been going, but sustainability and ESG is going to be especially important going into 2025. What we're seeing is a lot more care for generations coming up. Not to say that we don't have heart and the generations before me didn't have heart, but these Generation Zs and beyond, they are the real deal when it comes to really caring about social issues. And so they're going to be looking for organizations who care about social issues. And while it may or may not be a top priority today for your organization, if you want that incoming best talent, it should be a priority because that's how you're going to attract them. And very importantly, that's how you're going to be able to retain them. So that focus on environmental sustainability and social issues overall is going to be key and increasingly important based upon what statistics are showing us. This is going to be a more and more important aspect that people look for when they are looking for an employer. And lastly, and definitely not least, is number 5, and that's talent management and development. Of course, an area that I love, but it's going to be very key because we're going to see a lot of needs changing within organizations. And so there's going to be that important need to assess the talent as far as what talent you need, how you need that talent to shift and change, how your processes are going to have to adapt with your talent and vice versa. So talent is going to become increasingly important for CEOs. And while it's going to be great and very important for the CEO to have a solid CHRO, they're going to need some level of competencies themselves in order to be effective in this world that is going to be very talent focused, as talent being one of the biggest game changers that we're going to see in organizations coming up in 2025 and beyond. Hopefully this is helpful. If you need any help from Next Gen people, feel free to reach out, and don't hesitate to like and to share. Have a great one.